Sake Online. Hello and welcome to the Entrepreneurs, a program that targets young people in business. Today I'm joined by Bilo, a young entrepreneur, and we want to talk about the business that he's doing here at Blawai Project Center. Say welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, tell me how did you get started in this business and what inspired you to be an entrepreneur?
Well, I would think like being an entrepreneur, it's actually a combination of a passion and what you teach yourself. Probably because of the economy of Zimbabwe, well, you wouldn't know. But then it's something that I've groomed myself, I think, from when I was very young. And I've been in and out of different businesses, which I've considered an education for me, a practical education. So basically, I would say being an entrepreneur is a combination of what I was born with and what I've learned here. So the kind of business that we do here, it's more or less production of maputi, so to say. And how I got to do it, it's again passion, like I said. Taking a normal product and then inputting the feel of how I live and how I feel and then giving it out to the people.
Okay, I can see that your product is branded as Dreamer Maputi.
Yes.
How did you come up with such a brand name?
Okay, the term dreamer is from my second book. I'm an author and motivational speaker. The second book is called Think Like a Dreamer, Act Like a Pregnant Woman. So the whole dreamer aspect of it brings about motivation to people, or young people, so to say, as a message to say to them, start something, do something, dream of something, and then begin from there. So the name Dreamer in the Maputi came about is that, and then the secret behind our Maputi is that they've got motivational messages at the back of the branding.
Okay.
That's the Dreamer Maputi part.
And how significant are those messages? And how do you ensure that people get to read those messages?
Well, I would say how significant they are. It's like how you would use your WhatsApp statuses every day. There's that status that's going to change your whole day, change your mood, just one status. So that's what we do. We at least try to make sure that the quotations are different and make sure that everyone gets a peck of our Maputi as they just get to consume the Maputi. They then also get to have that aspect of the motivation. So we say it's a day changer for them. So it just changes their day.
And you believe the message is actually reaching to them, they are reading those messages?
Yes, we have had feedback. Our Maputi come with our number, so we have had feedback messages from students from schools.
Okay.
To the point that they got home and actually sent a message to say we are enjoying quotations. And then there was a time when I did a certain batch without the quotations, and then I got a question, so to say, where are our quotations? So I've noticed that the quotations became our difference as a product from any other product that you find out there.
Okay, that's
Yes.
good. And what's your primary target, your primary market?
Mostly it's the student in schools. So we are focused on the students in schools and we supply most of the school stock shops. But however, we also have gone into shops, different shops, and so to say. So for us, we are targeting just anyone who wants to have a feel of Maputi combined with motivation every day. For everyone who wants to be inspired to do better, we do that.
Okay, yes. You talking about us. Do you have employees or you collaborating with someone?
All right. In terms of production of the Maputi, we have got people that do our production, that work for the company. Mostly on they do that on certain times. We come and do our batches at once, and then we work out on that. And then we've got our administrative team as well that helps us in administrating all the other aspects. So yes, as a company, we do have people that work for it. I also work for the company. Yes, that's the attitude toward.
Okay,
Yes.
and why did you decide to locate here at Blawai Project Center?
I think I've been following through the Chinese way of operating in terms of industries. It's not about setting out where everyone is and all that. It's about creating a place where you can produce a product and then make the product visible to the people. So I think where we lose it is most entrepreneurs, we want our offices to be glamorous and all that in town, pay expenses, rentals, before the product itself can actually afford that. I've actually talked about that in my book where I say you need to understand the diet of your child. as a pregnant woman, what the baby wants. You need to understand that. When you understand that, you would understand the budget that you can operate within. So it's understanding, if this business is at this level now, what can I afford? And then you settle for that. Besides, Bulawayo Project Center, I think it's the best place to be in. It's where projects are done. And for us, this is also a project. So there was no other comfortable place for us than this.
And how did you get to be here at Bulawayo Project Center?
We applied through their business incubation and then program, and then we got admitted, and then we just moved in as quickly as we could, and we started pushing business. However, we started operating from here when we were already in business. So I'll tell you, I started from home, pushed out of home, and then now we are here. So for me, I'm still seeing the vision and where we have gone through.
Okay,
Yes.
interesting.
Yes.
Tell me about the process of making maputi, the raw materials used, the time taken to do that.
All right. What you basically use is you'd need your maize, and obviously the nuts, where you've got nuts flavors, where you've got your maputi with nuts, or whether you've got your colored maputi. So we have different products, like I said. We've got the plain, the nuts, as well as the colored. At some point in time, we once had seasoned ones, where we would actually use we would have your beef seasoned ones and your cheese seasoned ones. Well, that's a company secret again, I cannot share.
Okay.
But then, basically, there's a machine that pops out the maputi. It has to be at a certain degree of heat, and then it pops out the maize. The magic happens, then you've got your maputi.
And
Then we get to the packaging stage, we package them, and then without forgetting the important Dreamer Maputi stickers, they are then put up there, then we're good to go.
in terms of time,
In terms of time, it doesn't really, probably a bucket of maize will take about 15 minutes to give you about 7 buckets of maputi.
okay.
Yes, that's the ratio.
Considering most people are now into maputi projects,
Yes, yes.
how is the competition?
The competition is tough, it's stiff, it's all that, but trust me, when business has got no competition, it's not business. It only becomes business when there is enough competition. So that is what we do. When you can be able to compete and outshine the other people, then you are in business.
So what makes you unique in this business?
It's the motivational quotes. They are unique in every sense. And then the aspect that I am probably one of the youngest Maputi producers in town. I will not run away from that. I enjoy that monopoly as well.
Yeah.
But what I love mostly is that I'm in an industry that most young people would not really be in. So that's what I love.
Why do you think they want to be?
Well, it's a hassle, trust me. Today I'm on a necktie, tomorrow I have to be at the industry. We are doing something totally different in the production. So it's not that easy. I'm a hands-on kind of a person. So I have to make sure that the product is at its best quality always. Yes.
I understand you yet to engage a market specialist in this business. How relevant will it be to you?
What we are working on, or what we are looking at, we are seeing that the market that we are at right now is a bit tough, so to say. What we are looking at doing now is we are looking at creating a system where we have someone specifically learned for that. I've understood the concept of having specialists in everything that you do.
Mhm.
So the specialists that we have at the moment are in different aspects.
Yes.
So right now we have the need of a marketing specialist, and that's what we are going to get in the business. And I'm hoping the moment we engage them, we are going to have a different face of the business.
Okay.
Yes.
Like any other businesses, there are challenges. So in this business, what challenges are you facing?
I think the first challenge that we'll notice is I've grown this business by revenue, so to say. So I would say I never had $1,000 to actually put in or inject as capital. So I had to start from the ground, start from what we had, and grow it through revenue up until what we are at now. So that's what has grown me. That's what I've learned. That how to grow a 10 cents business. You know, what used to be 10 cents,
Yeah.
and your profit margins will be around 4 cents or less as a wholesale supplier. So that's what we got to. So I've learned the importance of keeping every cent and the importance of every cent in business. So I would say the challenge is we making sure that the business sticks. You supply, you get your money, you get back, you supply, you get your money, and grow it by revenue. So it's one of the toughest things as compared to having $1,000. You just do a bulk production and then you supply without that much pressure. So growing the business by revenue has got that production pressure, but we have been able to sustain the business.
So when you started it, you were alone? Or?
Yes, I was alone, and partially I would say I'm still alone, in the sense that I've had a couple of people coming in wanting to partner. So the partnerships that are there at the moment are where someone comes and injects their money, their capital, but they're not necessarily buying shares. So they have a profit share, not necessarily shares in the company. So in terms of control and ownership of the company, I am the sole proprietor of the company.
And what's your general comment about this business?
It's tough just like any other, but it's about faith and believing in yourself. You know what they say, you gotta be prepared to progress from poverty to prosperity if you are prepared to pay the price. So I am prepared to pay the price. So every day I wake up and remind myself the price is to be paid. So that's what I do.
Okay, let's talk about motivational speaking. Everyone is becoming a motivational speaker these days. What is it all about?
Okay, everyone is a motivational speaker and they are becoming that. I would say this, what I've chosen to do is I've chosen not just to be a motivational speaker, but to act on it.
Okay.
So when I talk to young people about doing something, there's already something that I'm doing. It's not me going out to them and say, pay for my motivational speaking and I make a living out of them. No, I'm coming to them to impart the value of what I've seen work. So I don't get to talk about what I've not seen work. I talk about what I've seen and experienced. So I'll think, yes, the books I write and all that I do, but above all, the best motivation you can give to someone is them seeing what you have done. Because what someone has done is proper motivation more than anything. So I'd love to say, even to other motivational speakers, let's be motivational doers more than the speaking itself. So, yeah.
So which topics do you cover as a motivational speaker?
I love to call myself a life empowerment specialist because I help young people get empowered to do anything. So that means to say I help them achieve the goals that they plan, even in the mindset, changing how they see things. It's all about the mind. Because if the mind believes it, then the body acts. As we all know that the body acts upon what the brain says. So it's about the brain knowing this is how I'm channeled. So there are certain walls that you have to conquer in the brain first, and then it becomes easy for that.
So you targeting young people?
Mostly it's young people.
Mostly.
Yes.
And is there any gap that you have identified that makes you target them?
I've seen that with we have a high rate of unemployment. We have people that have got the knowledge but need to be ignited to do something about what they know. So that's my particular focus. And also, I also do motivation for kids, because I'm saying you need to reach out to young people, even the kids themselves. They need to be inspired to think better, because what I always say is the vision that you have when you're young is what you grow to be. So we need to also impact on the vision that kids have. So that's what I do as well.
Okay, and what is life empowerment coaching all about?
It's all about making sure that people have got dreams and they reach out to their dreams. They live a full-fledged life. They live a life of saying, regardless of the situation, I can do it. I've always said this. Being a millionaire is not determined by the environment that you're in. Tough as Zimbabwe is, if you have $1 million bond, you at least have got something. As compared to someone who would say, no, the economy is not okay, I'm leaving. So it's about saying, it's not necessarily about complaining about the economy. It's about, yes, complaining about the economy, but working out what you can do in such an economy. Because complaining alone would not give you a livelihood. And trust me, complaining does not change the situation. So I think as young people, as entrepreneurs, we need to stand up and do something about today and make sure that we make it in this economy. Trust me, if you can make it in such a tough economy, then you can become a billionaire in a good economy. So this economy is preparing us for a better economy. And if we are better in that economy, I think we are still on on attachment. Here we are learning how to do things in a tougher situation. So I'm appreciating it. I am, trust me.
Okay.
Yes.
And why did you decide to venture into debt management coaching?
All right. We also have debt management as a business, as an aspect under our business as a whole. So what we then do in debt management, we help people get back their debts.
Okay.
If we look at the situation in Zimbabwe, as I said, our company is registered as Ndebele Consultancy. So it's got a bit of other companies under it. That would include your Dreamer, the Dreamer being the motivational side and so on, and also Dreamer Maputi, as well as fixed debt management. So debt management, what we do is we help people get their money back. You know, with this economy, it's characterized by people who borrow and not pay back. It's just how it is.
Because there's no money.
It's because what we earn, we cannot cover the whole of the month's expenses. So imagine there are people that need their money back. So we just help them set up reasonable terms. Like I have to put it at not reasonable terms of paying back. Also, we are introducing debt counseling as a way to say if someone owes and they are unable to sort out their budget, they will never be able to pay back. There are people who have, I would say because of microfinances, who have been into a situation where every month they are borrowing. And to them it has become a culture. I borrow, I earn, I borrow. Immediately when I pay back, I borrow. You get it? That's the situation. But what we are saying is people should be able to live within their means. And part of that comes with the debt counseling that we are offering as fixed debt management. And what we are doing is we are helping people collect their money, no matter how small you need it. We also help you get it back.
Right.
So that's the other aspect of our business.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about your books.
Alright.
The Youthful Dangers. How influential is it?
I wrote Youthful Dangers back in the days. I think it was just after high school. I was 19 years old back in the days, yes. It was about me saying, okay, fine, as young people, there are things that we should protect ourselves from. Not because we are stupid, not because we are foolish, but because we are saying we are not supposed to be exposed to be everything.
Okay.
You know, you're not supposed to be exposed to everything. So we have to choose. So Youthful Dangers was a book that is meant to help young people on making the right choices. And then from Youthful Dangers, we moved to Think Like a Dreamer. So this time around, it was all about thinking and acting like a pregnant woman. You know, it was an exciting book to write because I had to go through the processes. And the book itself goes through the processes. It starts from your dream intercourse, where we would have taken it from sexual intercourse and biology, and then we would put it across as dream intercourse, so to say, where when you've got a dream, or rather when you want to push something, when you want something to happen, you need to have an intercourse with someone who has been to that. So every dream has got a father, just like every baby has got a father.
Okay.
So that's my concept to it. And then it goes on to the stages of pregnancy, where the woman has to change what they eat, not because they want to change it, but because the baby wants that. So there are things that your dream would want, but you personally may not want. If your dream requires you, if you're an athlete, it requires you to wake up at 5 and run, that's your dream, that's the diet. If you're a swimmer, it requires you to practice whatever that you do, that's the diet. So it's about people understanding the dream that they have and the diet relevant for the baby in their stomach. You can't be going around drinking alcohol when you're pregnant. So that's the book. That's what it talks about. But it gets you to the point even where you give birth. It talks about preparation, where you're buying the clothes for the kid. Yes, you need to prepare for your dream. You know, if you're going to be a rich guy, you need to prepare for that. Even in the mind, even in the way you walk, the way you talk, you know. So there's a place where I talk about pregnant women understanding each other as pregnant women and them not understanding the rest of the people. Because if you stay with a pregnant woman, you think they are naked. But they understand each other. Because why? They have got the same dream.
Yeah.
Meaning to say, if you have a certain dream and you stay with people that don't have dreams, they are going to crash it down. You need to mingle with the people of the same caliber as you are. So the book talks about that. It talks about how you even get to give birth. You know, there are some people that lose their kids at the last moment at the labor house. So what we are saying is you need to push. If you don't push enough at the end, you won't be able to get to it. So it's generally me taking you through the pregnancy stage and then the delivery stage.
So how applicable is that book when it comes to entrepreneurship life?
For me, it has been. I would say this. When I wrote that book, it was an issue of I was in a downslope in life. And I wrote that book as writing it first to myself. I said, what should I do here? And that's what I've been doing. Trust me, from where I was and now, it's quite a huge gap. So for me, the book worked, and I did the first book launch in South Africa. And trust me, it went well. Just one book sale gave me a good chunk to cover my book launch, and I was happy because we were able to auction the book. So trust me, it works. What I would advise other authors is don't be looking at the situation and thinking the situation must change for you to do what you have to do. You have to do it regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
So we shouldn't be situational entrepreneurs, but we should be entrepreneurs at every point in time. That's my belief.
Okay. So everything about you is just about dreams. Why?
Well, look, I'm a Christian, I do read the Bible, I believe in Joseph and dreaming. I believe in what you dream about and what you then put to action. If you don't dream about it, then it's not worth it. Why I dream particularly? Because half the time dreams are not possible in terms of looking at it in a physical nature. So you need to take the dream, take it out of the fantasy, and then put it here and work hard for it. So that is why in my mantra I say dream it, work it, and live it. You have to dream about it, you have to work for it, and then you have to live in it. So that's the belief system. So it has to be in the dreams. If you don't dream about it, it's not worth it. It has to be impossible. Then it becomes impossible.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ndebele. What can you say to your viewers and entrepreneurs outside there?
What I would say is it's all about Nike. Just do it. You don't have to second guess it. Just do it. With me, when I have an idea, no matter how crazy, I just do it. And then I get the satisfaction. Even if it doesn't give you money, it gives you the satisfaction of knowing I had this dream, I tried it out, it failed. Then you know this is not the way of doing this. At least either way you will find something to know. So just do it.
Just do it. You've been watching The Entrepreneurs with me, Lady K. So you can join us next week, same time. Goodbye.